Even if you had a millionaire client right now, an exceptional lead that would be interested in your services, if you do not have that level of confidence, I am 100% certain that you are not able to close them. What does it take to create high-paying clients effortlessly? Spoiler, it's not more strategy. In fact, it's something that the business coaches completely miss the mark on. And it's the same reason why 95% of experts and entrepreneurs who invest in business coaches never get the results that they want. My name is Bogdan, and I've worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs and experts from complete beginners to multimillionaires and helped them scale their businesses with a lot less effort using my signature Warrior Shaman system. The following is an excerpt from our live Q&A from our 90-day Profits and Purpose Challenge, where we literally pay you to succeed. If you want to learn more about it, check out the links in the description below. Let us dive straight into it. Strategy-wise, right? Get very clear on what the pains and problems of your target audience are. That's why, exactly in the 90-day challenge, we talk about, like, one of the first things is get very clear on your who. What are their pains and problems? I was having a conversation with somebody a few weeks ago. I said, do you have a document outlining your niche? Like getting very, basically getting super clear on who your niche is. And he's like, yes, of course. Great. So when I had a look at the document, he just had like 2 or 3 paragraphs that, said nothing about the niche and everything like, okay, I offered this service and I do this for, this person, something like that. That is not a niche document. A niche document very, very clearly outlines who your target audience is, what are their pains, frustrations, dreams. A niche document allows you to know your audience better than they know themselves, so that when you do make content, when you do run ads, they're like, oh my God, this person is telling me stuff that I didn't know about myself. This is powerful. I need to listen to this person. So that's where it starts, right? Again, if you haven't completed the niche document in the 90-day challenge, what are you doing? The rest of it is not going to work at all if you are not, dedicating yourself to this and you're not being detailed in this aspect. I have an extremely detailed document for my coaching business, and I have an extremely detailed document for my YouTube content. The two personas intersect, they have a lot in common, but some of them have slight differences. So that's why I decided to make 2 of them. So that being said, that is where it starts. Once you start making content around the pains, frustrations, and dreams of your audience, of your people, guess what? The right people will come to you, right? By raising their hands, liking, commenting, and sometimes, most of the times, the people who want to buy from you, they will not comment or like. So this is a pro tip. If you're not getting as much engagement as you feel you should, if you're getting like 5 likes, 6 likes, 7 likes, don't despair. The right people are watching. They are keeping an eye on what you're doing and what you're posting. They're not liking your stuff because they're actually considering buying from you at a later date. So it's not an issue. It's something to celebrate by all means, right? To trust the fact that the right people are seeing your work. So either way, some people might like, that's a conversation for the next question, but that's kind of step number 2, right? Put stuff out there. Imagine this as farming or fishing. When you're farming, you're planting the seed and you're waiting for things to grow, right? This is kind of more of a magnetic type of marketing. Fishing, you put out bait, right? Like, for example, a 2-step post. Hey, I'm looking for 5 people, 5 entrepreneurs, the beat into that 2-step post. You need to get a bit more creative when it comes to 2-step posts nowadays. But this is kind of the idea, I would love to, I'm offering 5 coaching sessions to 5 ambitious entrepreneurs, blah, blah, blah. This is kind of a fishing, right? You put out the bait, people raise their hands like, okay, great, let's have a conversation, let's have a sales call. Which is step number 3, have a conversation with them. Initially, when you start out, I know that everybody wants to have this idea of, I'm putting out a post and people are engaging with my post, and I will get 2, 3, 4, 10, 5 client or whatever, how many clients. That's not how it works initially. When you're starting out, you need to reach out to these people either by them, manually doing manual outreach like my team is doing it right now. They're reaching out to people every day, people in my target audience. They're telling them a bit about what we do, how we can help, and some of them decide to book on a calls, but the majority of them say, no, I'm not interested, which is perfectly fine. Now, speaking strictly to content, it's not enough to just post content. I know some of you are doing that. You're posting content, nobody's liking, and you're like, oh my God, I'm never going to be successful. This is never going to work. Oh my God, oh my God. That's because you're just using half of the equation. In the beginning, the only purpose of the content is to have something on your wall when you are messaging these people. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to check out your profile and see what the hell is it that you actually do. And that's the only purpose of the content, to provide a bit of context, to provide a bit of insight into, okay, this person really knows what they're talking about. I can trust them. I can continue the conversation with this person. That's the only purpose of the content. I was in the same boat, personal story. I was complaining to one of my marketing coaches, from like last year, my content doesn't work, my content doesn't work, my content doesn't work. But guess what? He said, no, it does work. Because when you're messaging people, they're checking out your content, you are building that credibility, and that's how you earn their reply. That's why they reply to you, because they are checking out what you are posting, right? Makes sense? So that's kind of the only purpose of the content initially, for them to see, okay, this guy, this gal knows exactly, knows what they're doing. I can trust them. Great. Step number 3, like I said, message them. I will tell you a bit more in terms of what our messaging framework is right now that we're using to book calls. Remind me to do that. We will share that in the 90-day challenge. But for now, the basic idea is, hey, I love what you're doing, or hey, I noticed you're doing this, this, and this. I have this cool thing, and they reply, wait for them to reply. I have this cool thing that I think might be useful to you. Would you like to learn more about it? And they say, sure. The majority again will say no, or fuck off, or I don't care, or blah, blah. Totally fine, right? Some of them will say yes. Excellent. This is a formulation that worked really, really, really well for me many times. I would love to say, hey, I have a few elements that could help you tremendously with X problem. I would love to jump on a quick 10-15 minute call to walk you through, or actually identify, get a better understanding of your situation, and give you the best tool for you right now. Is that okay? And people usually say yes. Great. And then you send them the booking link and you follow up with them later at a later date. If they don't book, you follow up with them the next day or 2 days later. And then get on a sales call, close them, right? I've outlined exactly my sales process in the 90-day challenge. Absolutely go ahead and check that out. It's extremely powerful. It's the exact process I've used to close 10K clients effortlessly. So have at it, have fun with it. Go ahead and study it. Beautiful. That being said, what I've told you is nothing new. You know a lot of this stuff, right? So why is it that despite knowing this stuff, why is it so hard? Answer's simple. You're not yet 100% sold on your thing, right? Because if you were 100% sold on the value of what you're bringing, right? On the value of what you're sharing with the world, somebody would say in your sales call, I need them to think about it. You wouldn't just step back and say, yeah, they need to think about it. No, you'd be like, what? In your mind, in your heart, like, what the hell do you need to think about, right? This is a great offer. This is exceptional. It's going to help you tremendously, right? You would have the confidence to stick to your guns and say, you know what? I don't think you do need to think about it. Like the only reason why you we need to think about it is that you need more information. And you cannot get more information by getting off this call. I'm your best source of information. So let's talk about it right now, you know? What is it? What would make you 100% confident that this would be the best solution for you right now? Right? You ask them this question and the answer comes, and then you say, hey, you know what? This is exactly what we're doing, right? If they're going to tell you like, okay, if this happened, well, that's exactly what we're going to be doing together, right? But you say it with confidence and conviction, right? If you have that level of confidence, you're going to have less objections and sometimes close to no objections. Of course, you know, if we're talking high ticket, of course, they will want to have that level of certainty. I never talk about the price until I get someone to 100% confident that I'm the best solution for them. Never, usually never, right? Actually, no, I'm sorry. I apologize. That's a mistake. I do talk about the price in the first call I do with people. I don't talk about the price. I do tell them like what the price range is to kind of check what their buying ability is, and then in the second call when we actually discuss, you know, working together, I mention the price or hey, you know, let's do this after. I get them to 100% confidence because if you get somebody to 100% confidence, it's not a matter of should they do it or should they not. Of course they should do it. It's only a matter of, okay, let's figure out the logistics, right? What's the budget? You know, can I split the payments? Do I want to pay in full? Is that more advantageous to me, right? So you're just figuring out the logistics from that point. Now, that being said, how do you actually raise your confidence? What does it take to really truly believe in your service and what you're selling? Because if you believe what you're selling, then you don't need much technique, right? It's just like the right thing will come to you at the right time. What does it take? One of the aspects that helps is looking at your testimonials, looking at the people that you did help, right? For such a long time. Number two, talking a bit more, like in your content right off the bat, why you are qualified to talk about that certain aspect, why you are qualified to help people in that, you know, in that capacity. And I'm not just talking about your ridiculous, you know, certifications and stuff like that. I've never shown the certification to anybody. It's an energy healer certification, the one that's hanging, you know, right there. I've never shown this to anyone. Back when I was teaching martial arts, I never told, you know, nobody asked me to see my diplomas because they felt it. They felt my capacity, right? My ability to do what I said I could do. But the only reason why you mention these aspects and like something I'm playing around with on YouTube right now is mentioning right off the bat and from the start of the video why I'm qualified to talk about that, right? Who I've helped with my services, with, you know, people who decided to work with me, how it transformed their lives. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. And I think that would help you as well. Not necessarily to kind of sell the people, you know, the people who are watching you, to sell them on the thing, but really to sell yourself on the value. Because if you do it, you know, so many times and you see that black on white, you're going to be so much more likely to say, you know what, this is actually super valuable. You know what, people don't need to think about it. People should decide on the spot whether they want to do it or not. And they should commit to it right on the spot because this is an exceptional thing. That's one of the aspects. A second aspect, this is part of the warrior shaman mindset. This is a warrior, right? Start with the thing that is uncomfortable. Start your day with the uncomfortable. Start your day with what you don't want to do. And it's usually the most profitable task, right? Again, it's in the 90-day challenge. We talk about it. Start your day with the most profitable task and you will win. You will raise your confidence. You will raise your energy. Now, does it help to visualize getting high-level clients? Yes, of course. You know, one of the things that I've noticed in my business whenever, and this is, by the way, this is the biggest element. I'm going to be making a full-on YouTube video on this topic alone. The number one energy amplifier that will massively grow your ability to attract clients is this. Whenever you need things to happen and you are in this needy space, that's when you're literally pushing clients away. That's when you're literally, throwing away opportunity. The biggest energy amplifier is to need nothing. I noticed this in my business. When I was in a great state, when I was not needy, I have to do this, right? Because if it doesn't work, what am I gonna do, right? How am I gonna pay my bills? What are my parents gonna think? What are my friends gonna think? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Ooh, it's literally burning money. But whenever I was in a great state, right, where I felt good, I didn't need stuff. I didn't need for things to happen. I allowed myself to be in a state of freedom where I was just flowing and doing things because I love to do them. That's when people came to me. Huge energy amplifier. Because think of it this way, like energetically, manifestations wise, right? You're in a state of neediness. What are your amplifier? What are you saying to the world? I don't have, I don't have, I don't have. I will never have, I will never have, I will never have, right? Whereas on the flip side, when you don't need stuff, it's like, I have everything. What do I need if I have everything? Right? Everything is within reach. Very powerful state to be in. How do you get to that state? To me, it always was a space of doing things, like being in a very needy and stressful space for a very long time, and until I would reach this breaking point where I would say, I would rather die than spend one more day living like this. And something would break in me, and then this inner peace would come over me. I wouldn't recommend that. One of the ways that, you can do this without that much pain, without that much stress, is by looking at what you have and being grateful for what you have. Is by looking at the opportunity of working on your goals and being able to do what you love and getting fulfillment, getting energy from that. That's exceptionally powerful. It's an exceptionally powerful way to amplify your energy and not need stuff. That's part of the process of making the work the reward. Being grateful that you get to do something you love, right? Huge amplifier. Because think of it this way, right? As a coach, as an expert, what are you selling really? You think you're selling a service. You think you're selling an outcome. You're not. What you're selling partially is a state of freedom. If you're not in that state of freedom yourself, or you're going in and out consistently, right? Who are you going to attract? Are people going to, because people feel it, people see it, consciously or unconsciously. Who are you going to be attracting, right? This is the energetics of attracting high-paying clients. And thanks so much, Jesper, for the love. I hope this is helping you as well. Let me know what are the insights that you're getting from this conversation. You now have a better understanding of how my clients are creating high-paying clients consistently. But if you truly want to harness the power of social media to scale your business, watch this video right now to uncover the formula for turning likes into high-paying clients.